Good morning students. Our chapter number 3, fiber to fabric, is going on. In that we learn about which animals provide us wool and silk, steps involved in the processing of fibers into wool, and then we learn about the interesting life history of the silk moth. Today we will see the remaining part of this chapter. Now students, up to activity 3.7 we completed. Now we will see the remaining next part of this chapter. In India, women are significantly involved in various kinds of industries related to the silk production. In India, silk production are taken on the large scale, and women are involved in the various industries which are related with the silkworms. In the industries, which things are going on? These are the rearing silkworms, reeling of silk from the cocoons, and processing of raw silk into fabrics. In the silk industry, what they are doing, they are rearing the silkworms. They are removed silk from the cocoons and processing this raw silk into the fabrics. By their enterprise, they contribute to the Indian to nation's economy. By their by doing this work, they are contribute to the nation's economy. China leads the world in silk production, and India also ranks among the leading silk producing countries. In top 10 Indian in top 10 countries which are producing silk on the large scale, in that the leading country was China, second Japan, third France, and fourth India. Fourth India will be there. Now the next point, from cocoon to silk. From cocoon to silk. For obtaining silk moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk threads. For obtaining silk, moths are reared, their cocoons are collected to get the silk thread, and the whole process we will see in the next point. Rearing silkworms. How silkworms will be reared? How silkworms will be reared? We are aware about that the female silk moth lay the eggs, but the female silk moth, which lays the eggs at a time 100 of eggs, and these eggs are stored carefully on the strip of cloth, and these eggs are stored on a strip of cloth or paper and sold to silkworm farmers, and the farmers keep the eggs under hygienic conditions and under suitable conditions at temperature and humidity, and these eggs are required to keep at the proper hygienic condition under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. A good temperature and good humidity is required for the eggs, because then only the larvae hatch from the eggs. The eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature for the larvae to hatch from the eggs. त्या अंड्यांमधून अळी बाहेर येण्यासाठी त्याला एक प्रॉपर टेम्परेचर पाहिजे, त्या टेम्परेचरमध्ये त्याला ठेवणं गरजेचं आहे. दिस इज डन व्हेन mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. This is done when the mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. The larvae, called caterpillar or silkworm. These larvae are called as a caterpillar or silkworm, and they are eating day and night, and increase enormously in size. They are eating, these larvae are eating these mulberry leaves for day and night, and they are increasing their size enormously. They are increasing in a huge size, huge in size. Then these larvae are kept in clean bamboo. Trays along with freshly chopped mulberry leaves. These larvae are kept in a clean bamboo trays with the fresh cutted mulberry leaves, and after 25 to 30 days, the caterpillars stop eating and move to a tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoons. After 25 to 30 days, they are stop eating. These caterpillars, these larvae, they stop eating and they move into the tiny chambers of the bamboo and in the tray to spin the cocoons. And small racks or twigs may be provided. These small racks and twigs may be provided in a trays to which cocoons get attached, and the caterpillar or silkworm spins the cocoon inside, which develops the silk moth. which develops the silk moth. These caterpillars and silkworms spins the cocoon inside and which develops the silk moth. After that what happened? The processing silk, rearing silkworm, after that processing silk. A pile of cocoon, a huge amount of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled or exposed to steam. These cocoons are kept in the sunlight or boiled or exposed to steam त्यांना वाफ दिली जाते किंवा ते सनलाइट मध्ये ठेवले जातात किंवा त्यांना उकळलं जातं. These silk fibers separate out. Afterwards what happens? These silk fibers will be separated out from that. The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use of silk is called reeling the silk. The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as a silk, it is called as a reeling of the silk. Most important definition. Reeling is done with the special machines which unwind the threads or fibers of silk from the cocoon, and this reeling will be done by the special machines also, and which unwind the threads or fibers of the silk from the cocoon, and the silk fiber are then spun into the silk threads, and these silk fibers will be converted into the threads and which are woven into the silk cloth by weavers. And these silk threads which are woven into the silk cloth by the weavers. Now one point is remaining in this chapter. We will see discovery of silk. The exact time of discovery of silk is perhaps unknown. It is not clearly know about when the exact time of the discovery of the silk. Now, according to an old Chinese legend, the empress Shi Longqi was asked by the emperor Huangdi to find the cause of the damaged leaves of mulberry trees growing in their garden. Emperor Samrat and Empress Samratchi Patni, they are finding why the mulberry leaves will be damaged, which are growing in their garden, and the empress found white worms eating up mulberry leaves. There on that mulberry tree some white worms are there, अळ्या, किडे. The empress found that white worms eating up mulberry leaves, and she also noticed that they were spinning shiny cocoons around them. She found that they were spinning the shiny cocoons around them, and accidentally a cocoon dropped into her cup of tea and tangled to delicate threads separated from the cocoon. And that time when the cocoon will be dropped in the cup of tea, afterwards in a few seconds these delicate threads separated from their cocoon, and silk industry began in China. From that, the silk industry began in China and was kept a closely guarded secret for hundreds of years. In China, they closely keep the secret of the silk industry for hundreds of years. Later on, the traders and travelers, when the travelers they visit to the China. After that, they introduce silk to other countries, and the route they traveled is called Silk Route. And from which route they traveled, it is called as a Silk Route. Now here a rearing of silkworms diagrams, some pictures are mentioned. In the middle, mulberry tree was mentioned. Mulberry tree here. First one, in the rearing of silkworm, female silk moth, they lay the eggs, hundred of eggs. Here in the figure A was mentioned female silk moth with the laying eggs. Afterward, when it keeps in the proper condition, hygienic condition, the larvae hatch out the eggs and they are coming outside. Afterward, they are eating mulberry leaves for 25 to 30 days. Here in the figure B, here it is mentioned, figure B, larva silkworm feeding on the mulberry leaves. Afterwards, what happened? They are preparing cocoons. Here in a figure D was mentioned, they are produced in the cocoons. Afterwards, the cocoon, they are giving proper heat, sunlight or boiled. At that time they are separated there silk fiber, and this silk fiber will be converted into the silk thread, and this silk thread will be used for the woven into the silk cloth by the weavers. Today we completed our third chapter. I will send you PDF. You have to solve question and answers in your notebook.